Hey,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm like wicked stressed. I have I got a lot going on right now. I mean, my hair looks perfect. Let's just start with that. So, I've got one thing in my life that's going really well.
It's pretty good.
And okay. So, so I'm not, totally screwed, but I so I'll try to make this quick because I don't want to take up our whole time with all my drama. But I'm the president of the HOA here that I belong to with my condo.
Ain't no drama like HOA drama.
Jesus. That was the best reaction. That was the perfect, appropriate reaction to that sentence. So excellent work. But it's normal HOA stuff. And I'm also the property manager. So like if somebody needs a repair, if, I manage all that stuff. And we had a pretty devastating fire here over a year ago. And
I remember this.
Yeah. We may have talked about it in one of a previous episode, and I apologize to listeners if this is...
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
I know about it from your mom.
Okay.
I didn't know you yet.
No, you didn't know me, but I wasn't sure if I had talked to you about that. Anyway, so there's just been a very intense, long, stressful battle with State Farm. So they've just fought us tooth and nail for every single thing that we need for 14 months. Finally, they approved to replace the slab. So this is a condo community, which is going to be like not condos in the sense that it's one big building with like a bunch of homes inside. These are like townhouse style where there's one building, but there's not, it's not like a interior entry type building. So like townhouses, right? Now there is 2 units that are stacked units where you have exterior stairs to walk to the top floor. Anyway, so we lost 4 homes. They thought that it would be okay to rebuild 4 houses on a 50-year-old slab foundation that was exposed to 2,000-degree heat for 5 hours. They're like, that's fine. Mm-hmm. And we're like, that's not, we're not going to, no is it going to be the answer to that. And so we even had a concrete company come and drill core samples and send it off to a lab to prove that that was not going to work. And they still were like, no, it's fine. And then just stopped replying to our messages and our emails and our calls and, all the things.
Wow.
Until finally Monday, I got an email from the claims adjuster that says, well, based on our research, we've decided that it would be more cost effective to replace the slab than it would be to repair it. You're just now realizing that? Cool. So we thought we had this really cool thing going on. And then I talked to the contractor yesterday. And he's like, well, we have enough funds released to demo the slab, get the new slab installed, but we can't start the actual construction until we have enough money to get it to the waterproof stage, which means framing, doors, windows, roofs, wrapped. It doesn't even have to have siding on it. It just has the Tyvek on it. There's not enough, they haven't released enough money to do that stage. And you can't start it until you know that you can 100% finish it. So we have to have the funds.
End up losing it again if it got wet. Duh.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, I lost my mind yesterday. So we have a public adjuster, which if anybody ever has an issue like a major insurance claim, highly recommend that you find a public adjuster. This is a person that will basically be your representation between you and the insurance company. He was guts. I literally bawled my eyes out on the phone to him for 20 minutes yesterday.
Do you feel an obligation to the people whose houses these are that you're protecting them? This is your HOA job, and you're basically volunteering, and this is all on your shoulders. Okay.
Yep.
I gotcha.
Because so my house was damaged in the fire too. I don't know if you know that part. So, because this window right here is the front of my house. And the fire happened directly across the street. So the heat was so intense that it melted all the siding, all the vinyl siding off my house, broke all the windows, damaged the front door so badly that we couldn't even use the electronic keypad anymore. I'll have to text you some pictures. It was one of the most intense experiences of my life. It was horrific.
What caused the fire?
Ultimately, the fire department closed out the case as undetermined. I think it was electrical. I think something happened. There was an electrical surge or something in the carport where the lights are. That's what I would suspect. And I told that to the fire investigator, and he's like, that's what I think too. Unfortunately, there's no way for us to prove it in black and white. So we have to just say undetermined, and that's what it is. Like, okay. So all of that's going on. So now, because they're not releasing enough money, I now have to get an attorney involved. So I now have to go have a consultation with an attorney so that we can start the lawsuit process to get them to release the money.
That sounds expensive.
Yep. How we're going to pay for it, I don't know. So it gets better. So,
oh no, there's more.
So on top of all of that, this is not an HOA related thing. I'm looking at possibly going back to my previous company. And there's just some drama there because it turns out that so some of the people that had been laid off, I'm still really good friends with, and one of my friends had recently quit and gone to another company, and the manager wants her to come back, even though I've already interviewed. Like, what are you? So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, she's my friend. Like, and she has a job. And she's like, she texts me. She's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, well, honey, do you want the job or not? Because clearly it's yours. So I'm like, I can't. This is all.
That sounds like somewhere you don't want to work.
I don't. I mean, I will be honest. Like, this would be Cammie's going to pay off her debt and get a little nest egg set aside in the savings account and then quit or go find something else. You know what I mean? So it's a means to an end for me. It's not like, oh, I'm so excited to go back to this company and I want to work there forever. No. So whatevs. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm supposed to find out today. But it's just funny to me because I was like, don't you know like how popular I am and how people
no
like to talk to? Clearly, I was like, because she was like shocked that I found out that she was going to be hiring. I'm like, why are you shocked about this? Like, everyone talks to me. Like, whatever. So it was funny. I'm like, it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. It just cracked me up.
Well, should we do our stats?
Yes. You want to go?
Sure. My starting weight was 280. My current weight is 197.
Mm-mm.
And my goal weight, I think, is 180. Maybe it's 179. I don't know. Somewhere around there.
Awesome. All right. So I started at 250. Current weight is 222. And goal weight, I know I started out with goal weight of 150. I'm still going to kind of shoot for that. I'm going to see if I can get down to it. If it's too difficult to maintain, I may just be like, look, if I'm at 160 and I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm 5'7", like, you know, so I feel like that wouldn't be terrible.
Okay. I just want to remind you, when we both get to goal, we're going to Las Vegas with the kids. We're going to stay in the Encore. We're going to do absolutely nothing. It's going to be great. I've been fantasizing about going on vacation a lot.
It sounds like you have thought this through a minute.
Yeah. Do you have any side effects? New ones? Old ones?
You know, I have been struggling with fatigue a lot. And you know, I do sympathize for people that have that as a side effect, because I have a way to combat that because I have ADHD. So I take Adderall, which helps, you know, is a stimulant. So it does help with that. But then again, it makes it harder to fall asleep at night. So it's a little bit of, you know, the lesser of two evils kind of situation. So that's been my biggest struggle. I haven't had any butt problems. Have you had any butt problems lately?
No, my butt's good.
Awesome. See, same.
I do have a new one though.
What's that?
But I wanted to ask you first, are you taking B12 shot?
I am not, but I do take like regular multivitamins really regularly, and I do have a new supplement coming that has B in it. So I will start taking that, but I think it's not going to ship. I think I put it on my auto ship on Amazon, so it won't come till next month.
You might ask them next time you have a telemed, because they just gave it to me one day and I was like, sure, I'll try it. It was night and day different on the fatigue thing when I added the B12 in. Yeah.
So so my mom does it. And when I was visiting her last, she like showed me how she gives her this huge shot in her thigh. I was like,
they told me about that. I was like, I got up and grabbed mine and brought it to I was on a Zoom with the person who runs the place where your mom gets it. And I was like, no, that can't be the needle. It has to be little like this one.
Yeah.
I can't believe what they're.
She does it. And she just, you know, and I'm like, I just don't know if I can do that, Mom. Thanks for the demo, though.
We'll have to get her on a special bonus episode where she shows everybody how ridiculous her B12 needle is.
I know. I'm like, so how do you take it? Are you just taking supplements or what? Are you taking?
I get 2 sets of shots every month now. I get 4 B12s and 4 Tirzepatides. They're pre-filled, teeny tiny insulin needle.
Oh, that's
they're exactly the same needle. They're just no big deal. They're so easy. I barely feel it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm writing that down. Talk to my doctor. Yeah, I will definitely. I will find out about that, because that would be real helpful, especially if I'm going to start this job that this company that I'm like, what?
Here's my new weird side effect.
Oh, okay.
For months, I've felt like I needed it. It's like when you go swimming and you get water in your ears and it feels like you need to pop your ears, but you can't. Like there's no relief. So if I plug my nose and blow, nothing happens. Just feels like weird. Air is going through. Sometimes it's on both sides. Sometimes it's on one side. It's super weird. It's so weird that I don't know what to Google, because how would I Google all of what I just told you and figure out?
You probably would not want to see the results. You would be like,
there just is no Google search for that thing, whatever that thing is. So then you're like, well, I guess I should probably talk to a doctor, which that's a whole thing. Like it has to be really bad before I go call somebody, right?
Right.
But then, of course, I was on Reddit. Look what I found.
Oh, hell.
Unwanted and unexpected side effect. Evidently, the massive weight loss is what has caused this really annoying water in my ears, constant hearing myself in my head symptoms. I practically threw the phone. I was like, this is what I have. This is it right here. Doctor said it's uncommon, hopes it will subside. Now taking Sudafed nasal spray and crossing my fingers. It's called Eustachian tube dysfunction. It's caused by sudden and rapid weight loss because the fat cells in your ears that protect your Eustachian tubes, help keep it closed. But when you lose weight really fast, they shrink. And then the Eustachian tubes can start malfunctioning a little bit, or they're just disrupted. And so what I read a bunch more after
right
that.
now.
I
Like,
know.
I have never, jeez, Christ, what the?
I know.
How?
I think fat cells get smaller, and
this is why hats fit you better now too, probably.
I'm sure those things are related.
Eva, what the hell?
But like, do you know how much time I waste on Reddit every day? This proves that Reddit is useful. This is useful.
It's the one social media thing that I just have not. I mean, you know how like you'll Google stuff and it'll like link you to a Reddit article or whatever. I'm not on it. I just
look, and there's other people too. Oh, look, there's my comment. I've had this for 2 months and it's driving me nuts. If your ears were being squeezed by your fat, imagine how much your other organs were being squeezed. Yes, I did. I pondered that day.
Oh my God.
So I'm just saying, if you're having weird side effects.
From pays for porn. Nice. Hey, more power to you. At least you're not one of those freaky weirdos trying to get that shit for free. So you are an honest porn watcher. Appreciate you.
Don't want to know if that username checks out. Not going to investigate, but
he's oh my God. Well, they've got a valid point.
Yeah. So there you go. There's my new side effect. I hope that someone else who hears this is having the same one and goes, now I know what I have.
Nice.
And the internet is good for something.
Occasionally. That's so funny.
In other news, I had to go I went last night and got a couple new bras and a band size. Weirdly, where I still have not lost any weight is right in the band. The band, have been wearing 38 for forever. I'm still wearing 38. It's not, and I still have back fat. Like that hasn't gone away. So I actually am really looking forward to losing that. And I'm hopeful. I'm sure it'll go eventually. But I got a couple new bras, and
that's good.
Going from XL to large in some clothes because I'm putting on XLs and they're like enormous. And I was just thinking like, there was a day where I would have been like, look at me, I got in an XL in the regular sizes, but it was just because it ran really big.
Yeah.
Got lucky.
Yes. Yeah. I bought some pants at Costco.
Oh yeah.
Like lounge pants or whatever.
Costco pants are the best.
Yeah. And I got them in an XL and they fit perfect. I can see where if I was down another 5 pounds, they would probably be a little bit. Off. Yeah. I mean, they got elastic waist. I mean, whatever. It's like one of those things. I'll wear them forever. But yeah, I recently we were at Walmart and I picked up a bralette or whatever, and boys are so funny. My husband, it was like $16. And he's like, well, that's kind of expensive, don't you think?
No, I don't.
I was like, before I met you, my bras from Victoria's Secret were like $60 a piece, and I had a dozen of them. So a $16 bralette is like nothing, dude. He just didn't know. He just didn't know. But yeah, that was pretty funny. I thought he was like, oh, that's kind of like, that was kind of expensive. $16? No, sir. Mm-mm.
I'm much happier spending my money on clothes than spending my money on eating out or like desperately driving to get ice cream at 9:30 at night. Like I used to waste so much money on eating out.
Oh, I know. So when I was having this little like meltdown yesterday about all this stuff, I had a pretty random and powerful thought that flew through my brain. And it went like this, Cammie, you really got to stop taking this medication so you can eat and cure some of this anxiety.
Oh, Cammie, this is like when I took Wellbutrin to quit smoking, and then I was like, oh, this is making my cigarettes taste terrible. I got to stop taking this crap.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. Yeah. I quit the Wellbutrin.
Yeah. And I was like,
that addiction is real.
I was like, this is really... And it was like one of these things that I was just sitting around. I was like, I was so upset. I was stressed out. And like, that was the cure. Because I'm constantly like, okay, how can I cure this massive amount of anxiety? And it was like, Cammie, you got to stop taking this medication so you can eat something and feel better. What?
That's crazy.
Yeah. It was so crazy and so intense. I just was like, this is my problem. This is what's been causing these issues, right? So I was like, I kind of felt like, that was a very good revelation, excellent progress. And then I looked at my food app, and I literally had not eaten all day because I was so like, that morning we went to Costco and I had one of those like mocha coffee things that they have. And I had been running around, and I was, I met with contractors, and then I talked with the adjuster, and then I'm on the phone with my neighbor who was one of the fire victims, and she's crying and I'm crying. It was just like, and then I realized that I'm thinking, I was like, why am I not hungry? And then it was like, well, Cammie, you got to really stop taking this medication so you can eat and feel better. Like this is what's going to cure your anxiety. This is the cure, Cammie, is food. It was so shocking. I was like, so.
But then
anyhow,
the difference is you recognized it and you said, no, it's not. And in the pre-meds, you would have just gone and got something to eat.
Oh no, I would have been like, freaking, I would have already been through the drive-through before that thought even could come in my brain.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm like, oh yeah, I've got a lot of shit going on in my life. I deserve a burrito supreme. Like, let's just go get one.
Burrito. Mine, I drive by these places and look at them sometimes like, you're dead to me. Five Guys.
Five Guys. Man.
Cheeseburger.
There was a time where I was like, I would love to be like, I would like these Five Guys all over me right now.
Or the fact that I know you get more fries with a small than a large, or, I'm going to Five Guys because they're the only ones that have my purple pop, and I'll just get a burger while I'm there. Just like so many insidious, horrible thoughts that I'm still beating. We're both still beating them down.
Yep.
I owe you an update on the subpoena from last time.
Yes.
And then I have some updates on our lessofyou.com website that I've been working on a bunch.
Yay.
So I was subpoenaed because I am a witness in a domestic violence case, which happened across the street from me. I don't know how much I told you about it last week, but
yeah, you told me. That's basically all you said.
Yeah. They called, I think that we were maybe talked that day that the subpoena came in. And then the court called me and said, can you be in court on the 23rd? And I was like, no, I'm not even going to be here.
But I was like, that's this week. Okay.
Yeah, it's next week. My neighbor on that day, she said, don't worry about it. There's no way we're going to make it to court. Like, it's just not going to happen. So then I actually didn't really worry about it. And yesterday she said he took a plea.
Oh.
So
is he going to jail?
I don't know. I didn't get the, oh, hi. Is that a kitty? Look at those headphones. Those are fantastic.
Yeah, she was launching her iPad and I was like, well, I need to talk to Eva. So I can't have any sound in the background. So you got to wear your headphones if you're going to listen to your iPad. And so she was okay with it. Why are you making such ugly face for such a cute kitty?
I'm an evil cat.
All right, evil cat.
An evil cat.
Can you be sweet to me? Give me kisses. Love you. Go sit down. All right. Can I finish this conversation?
We're almost done. We're almost done. I don't know what's coming because that was the first of his charges, and there's more. So I'm kind of hoping this.
So did he get jail time? That's what I was asking.
No, but he's been out with an ankle monitor on for quite a long time. Like since January, he's had this ankle monitor on. He complains about it all the time. I'm like,
well, that's good. That's great.
So sorry.
Well, don't be a dick to people, and you won't have to wear one. I mean, it's really that simple. Like, I don't know why.
Beat the crap out of your wife. I don't know. Just saying, you did this to yourself,
right?
Yeah, but so that's quiet for now, and let's hope it stays quiet. And And the website, I worked on lessofyou.com a bunch, and one of the things that I really wanted to do was make a list of the doctors that I know who are doing a great job with taking care of people with weight loss programs. So that is live.
Oh,
if you're on lessofyou.com, there's a list in the footer that says trusted semaglutide and tirzepatide providers. And I'll keep adding to it, but these are people that I work with directly or that I know personally. They're not just like calling me and no one's giving me any money. I'm just putting them there because I want other people to both find places they can go. But I also feel really strongly, I'm going to make a little bit of an argument here. And I know you get yours online because you have to, but I think there's a great benefit to going in person to a plastic surgery office to get these medications because you're holding them accountable too. They're not just giving you medication. They're also making sure that medication is safe because it's compounded. You're the customer in this scenario. You're not just somebody who shows up on a Zoom meeting.
Right.
And then they celebrate with you. And they're really nice to you. And plastic surgery offices, they're really nice places to go.
I've been to a couple. I used to get Botox on the regular.
Right. They have good stuff.
Yes.
And everyone that I am working with is giving their weight loss patients really good prices on lots of stuff, like way better than everybody else is getting on non-surgical treatments. And I think eventually surgery if you need it. But having that relationship it pays off in more ways than just losing weight. So there's my commercial. I won't get off my soapbox.
No, I 100% agree.
Hang in there with the HOA. Your neighbors are lucky to have you on that.
Well, thank you. It's, I just am like, basically I was ready to quit before this fire. Like I was ready to be like, you know what? I've done, because at that point I had been on the HOA for 2 years, and then the fire happened, and I was like, okay, well, I can't quit now because the president at the time was one of the fire victims, so she hasn't even lived on the property for over a year. And so when we had our annual meeting last year, I took over as president. No, that was just recently. That was not last year. That was just a few months ago. Anyway. Feels like an eternity, but that's fine. And so I was like, I have to see this through. I'm not going to quit in the middle of the game, So I kind of feel like, okay, I'm obligated to see it through. And then once that's done and everybody's moved back in, and then I'll feel like, okay, we're good. And if I want to like take a step back, then I will, but we shall see.
Whenever I think about doing really, really hard things, when we're in them, they kind of feel terrible. Like I wish this would go away. But the thing I always remind myself of that keeps me going is that I'm going to need this for something else someday. And I'm going to be really glad I did it. And I don't know what it is, but I'm going to hang on and keep going. So.
Yeah. Well, I've learned like a ton about HOAs and how they operate, how bylaws work, the legal aspects of it, and so it's definitely knowledge that I will use in whatever real estate stuff I do.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah. Yep. Stay tuned, baby.
Thanks, Mama.
All right, honey. Mwah. Talk to you soon.
Follow us on Instagram at Less of You Podcast. Are you confronting the same challenges and have a story to tell? I'd love to hear your story on our Skinny+shot Stories podcast. Contact me for more details at skinny.shotstories.com. If you're a doctor and would like to learn more about sponsoring this or any of our cosmetic surgery and weight loss podcasts, go to lessofyou.com. Less of You is a production of The Axis, TAGAXIS.io.